can't process the information that's there, and things aren't what you're seeing and hearing and feeling things that are just not reality. So going to the most popular one, that's marijuana. Where does this come from? Now it comes from the cannabis plant, and that grows well in a lot of places, including the United States and a lot of the civilized world. So it grows very well there. It's a problem. In fact, it even grows naturally. It might grow in fields anywhere, so you can get it, pick it up. Even though you can't say it's illegal for a plant to grow by itself. So it's easily obtained, which is part of the problem. It's so easily obtained that it can be abused. Drugs can come from it and can be abused. That's the marijuana. So where does it come from? The leaves. The leaves of the plant do have the dangerous drug in there, or the marijuana drug. And from the unfertilized female flower plants, that's called the cinnamomyle. It's more concentrated in these parts. So the idea is that it gets the female flower plants, flower parts. You need the pollen to fertilize the female flower. Now, I'm not sure if the pollen comes from a different part of the plant or it comes from actual male flower that produces the pollen. Now, it's supposed to get to the female flower, and the female flower wants to get pollinated so it can produce the seeds and produce more of itself, or however the thing reproduces. But it needs the pollen. So if it has the pollen, then the female flower will get the pollen and make the seed, and that's it. That's the normal way it reproduces. But if the female flower does not detect any pollen, then it goes into overdrive in a way, and it starts to worry. I say, wait, I can't find any male pollen. I need to get better and bigger and bigger to catch more pollen. So the female flower, the female plant, produces more and more of the flower, and because of that, and that's what these marijuana growers do. They make sure that there are no male plants or male plant parts, so the female will grow a lot of the flower. And when the flower, you have a lot of this. The marijuana drug. So, in my opinion, that's kind of cruel. Like compelling, female flower to just produce more and more helplessly and not getting any of this pollen. And I think there's a group called PETA where they actually care about feelings of all living things, not just people, not just humans. I wonder if they are actually really concerned about this, about people growing marijuana. They're really, like torturing, the female marijuana plant. So I'm assuming that they will exert their political influence to actually make this to stop the marijuana plants from being grown because of the cruelty to the female flower plant. Anyway, so once you get the stuff in the leaves or in the flower plant, the flower parts, you can extract it with this. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I'm not going to tell you how to do it, even though it's very easy. And when you do that, you get the hashish oil, which has the lot more concentrated marijuana parts. So it's a lot more powerful there. So I'm not going to tell you how to do that, but it's easy enough to do. The active ingredient is tetrahydrocannabinol. THC is actually whatever it is. It's a delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, but never mind that. That active ingredient is what people try to concentrate and they get from the leaves or from especially the flowers. So what they do is they crunch leaves. They smoke it. Apparently, they put it in fire and they breathe in the smoke. And that's how this stuff gets into the body. It goes through the lungs and gets into the bloodstream that way. What it does is it's a hallucinogen. It creates more vivid sensory experience, that things are like hitting the external stimuli, hitting them more. It also makes them hungrier. And along with this comes an inability to think or think in a more analytical way. A lot of use produces a lot of more illusions and hallucinations. and sometimes anxiety due to these hallucinations. Contrary to what some people want to say, it does not directly cause physical dependence. Psychological dependence, sure, but not physical dependence. Okay, we also, for hallucinogens, we can't avoid LSD, lysergic acid. That it's called sometimes acid because it's lysergic acid. It comes from a fungus. This is completely natural. It is not synthetic. A lot of the dangerous things are completely natural. In any event, even a small amount of this causes severe hallucinations. Trees can suddenly look like what would it be? Like beneficial and very friendly creatures, and people can be all like evil and twisted and all kinds of strange things. This is the stuff that when you say people on drugs are in la la land. This is usually what they mean. The lysergic acid does that easily and quickly. It doesn't cause physical dependence, but nevertheless, psychotic episodes do occur. Even after you finish with them, again, the brain has to recover, and sometimes it doesn't recover enough to avoid these psychotic reactions that will occur. So it's not physical, but it's mental, and yeah, it's they can be severe, and it's as I say, not worth it. Okay, we also have PCP. Phenylcyclidine, on the street it might be called angel dust. There are many other names for this kind of stuff. This is completely synthetic, and in fact, it's easy enough to synthesize in a home laboratory. It's not as simple as some of the other things I described, but it can be done. These home laboratories, they are not necessarily clean, and they're not that good, but hey, the people doing it illegally don't care. This is generally orally ingested. Or it can also be smoked if it's sprayed onto solid and inhaled. This produces, invulnerability. So people they run off of buildings believing they can fly. That's what this thing does. That's what PCP does. And feelings of being not there, which is typical of people taking drugs. I mean, why do people take drugs? There are many, many reasons, but the one thing that drugs have in common is that they warp the brain and they remove the brain from reality. Which in itself is, a problem. Why do people not want reality? That is really all they have in this life, reality. With the drugs, their brain is detached from reality. Their lives are detached from reality. Why do they want this? I mean, what exactly is with their reality that they can't handle? Anyway, it causes depression, irritability, and hallucinations. I mean, it's a hallucinogen. This does not cause physical dependence, but it's nevertheless a serious thing. And again, psychological dependence, that is very common. We have this thing, ecstasy. It's called MDMA. There are many other words for it. They call it the hug drug. I've heard it being called a love potion. What it does, it also could cause euphoria, feelings of slight happiness or unearthly happiness, empathy for others. So this thing is often slipped into people's drinks if they want them to be attracted to them. Whatever. It's confusing, anxiety, depression. Again, it's hallucinogen. These are a lot of bad side effects that the brain cannot handle. We have psilocybin.